Hey everybody, Johnny Marco back here with another guide to 0.60. This is just going to be a little update from the previous video that I did before. When I published it, I realized there was a couple things I'd left out, and there's a few things I've figured out since then that I want to share with you guys, as well as just do a little bit more research on my own, a little bit more experience, just to kind of see where things are spawning at, what houses you should check out, etc. So this is by no means complete, but I'm going to keep adding to it with further videos down the road. So I hope you guys enjoy. Let's get right into it. First up, cars in 0.60 are not persistent. They're only lasting for about 9 hours or so. I can't confirm this myself. I haven't witnessed this with my own eyes, but all of my friends and the research I've done online has indicated that cars are not persistent. They will disappear, despawn after a certain time. So they're probably not worth at this point taking the trouble to get them together unless you know for sure you're going to be on for a while and you really just want some wheels to help you loot up. Just know that you're not going to be able to keep that car for forever. Crash sites inside of 0.60 are spawning military loots like they were before. They are dynamic as well, so they're not spawning in a single location. They are randomized. The loot is pretty decent at the crash sites I found personally, and from what people have told me. You cannot find the SVD at the Russian crash sites like you could before, but this is made up for by the fact that you can find the SVD, of course, in regular barracks now, so there's really no need for it. I'm unsure if you can find the VSS at the crash sites. My guess is that you can as well, since those are also found at regular military areas. You can find the M4 and the AUG and the FAL, however, at the American crash sites, and you can find regular weapons at the Russian crash sites. So they're still good. You definitely want to hit them up if you're looking to get some military loot, but just know they're not quite going to be you're not going to get quite as many things from the Russian crash sites as you will from the American crash sites. In terms of rare weapons, you're still going to find AKs and such at the Russian crash sites, but you're not going to find the level of weaponry you will at the American crash sites. You're also going to be able to find clips and pieces of ammo for the guns that you're going to be able to find. You'll find clothing, you'll find grenades, you'll find smoke grenades, regular grenades. So they're just kind of a one-stop place for pretty much all your military needs at this point. You can find cargo pants, you can find vests, you can find M65 jackets. So they're a great place to hit up if you're still looking to get your character into a little bit more of that military look. You can also find attachments for the various weapons, especially for the M4. You can find butt stocks and grips, and you can also find the suppressor as well, the NATO suppressor. So the only ammo that I've been able to find at these crash sites are the 5.56, the 5.54, and the 7.62x39, which goes for the SKS and the AKs. Other than that, there haven't been any other rounds that I've been able to find. I've also found the 45 ammo here as well, and the FNX is a gun that is spawning at the crash sites again, as well as attachments for the FNX. However, I've yet to see a plate carrier spawn at either of the crash sites, or really in military locations for that matter, so I don't think plate carriers are in this patch. I think it's just the vests. 0.60 sees the Hunter's Backpack make a return. It was in experimental, and it technically was in previous patches, but sometimes it was invisible and you couldn't quite find it, but rest assured it's alive and well. I found 2 thus far, and each of them have been inside of the hunting deer stands, so those are probably the best places to look versus before where it was sheds and such. So it makes a little bit more sense that you would find a hunting backpack inside of a hunting location. In my previous video, I spoke about how clothing was a good place to find loot. I wanted to reiterate that with some examples here. Food is and backpacks are a great place to find food as well as ammo. You'll find civilian rounds mostly, but that includes the 7.62x39, which I believe the game considers it a civilian ammo type. That's why you can find it in residential areas, which is great for the SKS and such. Certain buildings inside of 0.60 just don't seem to be spawning loot. Granted, I haven't done an extensive test, but in previous patches, this 2-story green, which is different from the regular 2-story green, this one has the big window in it, hasn't really spawned good loot, and it also doesn't seem like it's spawning very good loot inside of 0.60, so I would just avoid it altogether. On the contrary, the gun house is spawning guns like it always has. You can find magnums, you can find sporters, you can find rifles, you can find ammo as well, 308s. Pretty much any log house is a good place to find weapons, civilian weapons, and ammo of any sort, so I would definitely check those out if you are looking to obtain just a starter firearm or the ultra rare 308. Unfortunately, some of my favorite buildings for finding ammo, especially the 308 cartridge, they don't seem to be putting out the loot like they used to. And these are, of course, the single story green and the single story red. While they'll spawn food and other regular civilian items, I have yet to see them spawn really any weapons, civilian weapons or ammo, which is unfortunate because these were two of my favorite places to visit outside of cars to find 308 ammo. And of course, cars have been nerfed, so now with this being nerfed, the 308 has just become that much more rare. And finally, barrels are still in. They still spawn inside of sheds, still the best place to find them. Be aware some servers are not persistent and there's been some issues with barrels despawning, so just make sure before you put it on to a server that you know for certain that that server is not going to get wiped. And you cannot pick up a full barrel like you can a full backpack, unfortunately. That's it, guys. This is a much shorter video. I hope you enjoyed it. If it helped you at all, I'd appreciate it if you show your support by hitting the like button. Subscribe for more videos. I'm going to be updating this guide with some more videos as I learn more things, get a little bit more experience inside of 0.60, and I'm also going to be releasing some guides as to different builds that you can do with your character, so be sure and stay tuned for those. Take care, guys. I'll see you soon.